up, brother? I see you been in the gym doing your thing.
Like I said,
okay.
when that Porter workout. I said I was ready. A lot of people didn't know I was ready.
LA is becoming your second home.
When he says that
You're
he's
here
ready,
damn near every week.
Well, we lived here for 2 years. Yeah, before we went to Vegas, so that's where we was at. So, you know, we enjoy coming over here, especially a fight like this. Dominic was one of my guys. I had him in camp. He was on my junior world team when he was 15.
What's his chance?
Great fight.
You know what? He's got the talent. I don't know what, I don't know what the odds are on him winning this. It doesn't look good from that standpoint, but hey, that's why we do this. It's called a fight, so you can't just write it in. You can't mail it in. So he, if he shows up and he gets, I want to see him. And I just told him already. I'm already proud of him. I want to see him get past them early rounds and get past some early rounds and try to trick this guy, man. Try to out slick him and outsmart him, because I don't see him being able to bang with this guy.
What advice would you, if you was in everybody else?
Yes.
Kenny, what advice would you give him? How would you tell him how to fight Gennady Golovkin?
That would be probably my strategy. Would be we need to get through these early rounds. We need to extend this guy, past 5 or 6 rounds. We need to be smart, intelligent, slick, tricky. He needs to do a lot of different things that the guy doesn't expect him to do. If that takes, the route of, moving more than you normally would move. If that takes the route of, say, holding more than you normally would hold, clinch, do whatever you got to do to extend this guy into the round. Because this guy's dangerous early. He's very dangerous. He's dangerous the whole fight. But yeah.
Oscar De La Hoya said that he can't fight going backwards, Golovkin. He said he has to rely on his power. You agree with that or disagree with that?
I haven't studied him that much to be able to agree or not agree, but I go back to the amateurs with him, and I watched him beat our guys in the amateurs all the way back. When we're talking when Andre Durrell was in the amateurs. So his experience level is there. He's primed for this type of fight. He hasn't stepped up to the higher level of competition, or the higher level of competition hasn't stepped up to him. Take your pick. So I like to see that happen. But we'll see what happens tonight or tomorrow night.
All right. Now, you didn't get back at me, so I got to ask you the question.
What was that?
Errol Spence.
Yeah.
What'd you think about Errol Spence, both of you guys? I want to get your take on his performance, knocking out Chris Algieri. Is he at the elite level? Is he ready for everybody at welterweight now, or what do you think?
You know what? I just think, I'm happy for him. He did a good job on national TV and got a great win. You don't want to detract from that at all. Again, that was one of my guys. I took Errol to Russia. I took Errol to Europe. We went to Azerbaijan for the World Championships together. We trained together for a whole entire year. So I'm happy that he's successful and he had a great fight that night. But come on, let's keep it real for a second here. Just like anybody else in boxing, there's levels of competition, and there's stepping your game up and stepping up to different type of fights, not the same type of fighter. So Chris wasn't really able to keep Errol off of him, and so I think we need to see Errol in there with somebody that can actually stand up to him and see what happens in that situation.
Is he ready for the big guys? Is he ready for them, or does he need more season? How do you guys?
Everybody thinks they're ready, and we won't know that until you get there. But again, let me use a quick comparison, not to take anything away from Chris Algieri at all. Chris Algieri was not Paulie Malignaggi in his best days. He would be much lesser than Paulie Malignaggi. Competition-wise, as far as the guys he stepped up and fought, he hasn't been successful in the guys when he stepped up to fight them. We could have looked at the Provodnikov fight and said it got stopped early because Chris's eye was closed. They could have stopped that fight very easily. So if that doesn't happen, does he even get those other fights? He probably doesn't. And every fight since then, Pacquiao, Amir Khan, and now Errol Spence, he's lost those fights. So it's not really a good measuring stick of a top level guy. It's not.
So do you guys overlook him now? Because I know when Floyd said he should fight Thurman or he should fight Sean, everybody kind of overlooked him. Oh, he's not ready. Do you guys still feel that way about him?